You know what I mean? But I can guarantee you, if I had a son, that son's thought of, okay, what my wife could possibly mean in the long run, and my wife's about it. My wife's a G. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. She's from the hundreds. At the end of the day, he's still gonna know. That Terminator dude. Yeah.
But you're right. You're right.
Let me tell you something. The last time I got hit by my mom, she was like, okay, she got the whatever she was going to use to strike me with, and then she hit me, and then we both started laughing.
Same thing with me and my mom.
She was like, yeah, well,
yeah. My mom slapped me, and we just both started laughing. Yeah, because I didn't even respond to it. You know what I mean? But go ahead, Noop. You were about to say something, Brother Daniels. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, you can look at, you can check these. You can check these facts. You can check these facts if you want to, but it's almost like this. If you look at the statistics, like say for instance, if you look at the 30s and 40s and the 50s, even the 60s, when the nuclear family was held together, blacks were doing pretty well. As far as
80% marriage rates before,
and then we did all these programs to destroy the family in a sense. We penalized women for having men, and we took that role away.
The government did. They made the
and
laws
we made
for
a
that.
dependent state, and look what we have. Look what we have now. We have these boys. Look, and let's just really, because it's the boys that's getting shot. We just had a few girls get shot recently, but it's the young black men that are really in the gangs and really are being affected negatively by this phenomenon that we have created now in this state, in this country, where young men find their dads and their big brothers in areas that are not good. And so we created this, by taking the fathers out. And then the fathers have done a good job too, by just being sperm donors and, leaving and not coming back, not helping. So we created. We did. Yeah, now that may be controversial, but
it's not.
Well,
we have allowed this to happen.
It's not controversial. It's a revelation. It's they're both true. They're both true. Our families have been destroyed. Mm-hmm. We have allowed our families to be destroyed. It started within our church structure. We have allowed our families to be destroyed, and we can blame whoever we want to blame. But see, you're sitting there with your family, sacrifices to make holy, and at the end of the day, we have to be there, because can't nobody, nothing's changed. If nobody could take my kid, if I was on the block and people say, Mills, you're naive. BS, I'm naive. That's my son. That's my daughter. He's not in your gang unless I wanted it to be. I'm saying that's what it comes down to. We used to have family meetings. We used to sit down and have dinner together once a week, talk about stuff. There's no more of that. And I think that's what you're saying, bro. That's what we're to blame for. We are to blame, but Self Love and I, we've got solutions. We're solution based. We're talking Saturday schools, stuff like that, because if a generation has not been raised, that means the next generation has not been raised, and the next generation, and then they're all shooting at each other.
Perpetuity.
Man,
look, the house I grew up in East St. Louis, right? The house that my dad built, I still own it. We rented out to a young lady. She's got 4 kids. The husband, the boyfriend lives with her, even though, I'm not supposed to know that. But, if she married him, which she probably don't want to, but if she did marry him, her funds would get taken away.
So that's a trap. That should tell you. That should tell you right there.
There you go. Why should he be penalized?
Because white supremacy knows that they have to dissolve the family to then feed our kids lean pills, lies, right? And so the man not being the man, and this is what you're getting at, and this is what I'm on too, bro. We got a man to, excuse my language. We're gonna get into that, and I'm the Mac. Hey, big ups, bro. Thanks for salute. Thanks for your support. We're gonna bro get into that in the second half, because self-love. No, I feel them. And if we don't start unpacking this stuff, silence is violence. You know, you and I, we know what white supremacy is, right? We know what it is. And their point is to destroy our families, right?
Period.
So then our point is to keep our families together.
And
it doesn't mean that they all have to be nuclear in the house. I heard Dr. Conrad say that. He said the men were in the picture, though. You know, the fathers were in the picture. You didn't have, like what Mark is saying, the father can't even come around. And if it's known that he's around, I'll lose my Section 8 and blah, blah, blah. And I've got to depict this man as worthless to even get benefits. Yeah. This is where we're talking about reparations. So if we have reparations, none of this would be an issue.
See, and this is the problem. I don't hear no one talking about this. You know, it's amazing how, you know, we throw up these and I'm not saying, hey, look, there are good programs. I'm not a program hater. I'm not. But there are some programs out there that are completely evil against what we need to try to be doing.
Yeah.
We've got 3 who can see.
Because you know, the Democratic Party, and I'm here to say it, you know, I put it this way. So you joined Kappa Alpha Psi, right? It's fair to say.
Yes, sir.
And when you join the colors of crimson and cream and, you know, men of distinction, right? And if Kappa Alpha Psi changed their colors to pink and everyone became homosexual, big ups to all the homosexuals out there, big ups to them, right? I love everybody. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the organization that you now want to be associated with, because that's not the organization you started. It wasn't the principles. So when you look at the DNC or the Democratic Party and what it used to stand for, that stuff be changing. But how many of us even read it? How many of us even pay attention? So when I try to have these conversations within our community, do you stand for that? Well, do you stand for that? Well, I don't, but traditionally. Well, do you stand for that? No, I don't. You don't stand for any of this.
No.
And you're giving them your vote.
And if you go back to what the Democratic Party traditionally stood for, they stood for slavery. They stood for segregation.
And
they all become Republican
to like us was to get our vote.
Yeah. They left after, when Kennedy came. When Kennedy became president, a lot of them became Republican.
Hey bros, what's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Do you still have them?